Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmate. I am Chelixis Agno reporting. Ang i-report din ako is about forensic chemistry. Forensic chemistry, the branch of chemistry which deals with the application of chemical principle and the solution of problems that arise in the connection with the administration of justice. Ang chemistry day kaning apply siya sa atong kinabuhi or sa usa ka investigation. Ang chemistry kaning ga-solve sa mga problem or sa mga connection sa mga administration. Ang chemistry day mao day ning kaning magamit nato sa atong kinabuhi or sa matag adlaw natong ginabuhat. Ang chemistry mao day ning ga provide or kanang magamit nato sa pagluluto kanang like salt or mga carbon, mga iodine, mao ng mga chemistry. It is chemistry applied in the elucidation of legal problem. It is chemistry used in the courts of law. Sunod, ang chemistry is ma-apply pud nato nga kanang ma-apply nato na kanang malinaw ang mga problem or pwede pud nato magamit sa mga court of law. Physical evidence are the articles and materials which are found in the connection with an investigation and which are in the established the entity of the perpetrator of the circumstances under which the crime was committed, or which in general are assessed in the problem prosecution of the all objects. Sunod kaning si physical evidence, si investigation, si investigator is mutana siya sa kung unsay identity ni perpetrator, like kung unsay pangalan niya, unsay age niya, or personal data or personal life. Sunod si investigator mutana pod kung asa niya na-commit ang crime or asa nahitabo ang crime. It encompasses any and all object that establish that crime has been committed or can provide a link between a crime and its victim or a crime in the perpetrator. Sunod si kanang has been committed kanang kung asa nahitabo ang crime o mo-provide siya link para para ang si perpetrator o si victim magkakiusa or mukuan sila mo testigo para dali mo sulba ang kaso. Sunod si victim, mangutana pud na siya kung nganong nahitabo ng inana nga aksidente or kanang nganong gipatay niya ang usa ka victim. Og si perpetrator mao ni siya ang suspect or kanang kuan ba ebidensya kanang mo kalat og ebidensya nga siya jud nga nagpatay or si investigation mo investigate siya mga kaso kanang mga murder, mga death, mga aron dali masulba ang kaso. Yun lang po at maraming salamat.
So, good day everyone. Good morning, ma'am. I'm here to report about the scope of forensic chemistry. Number one is it includes the chemical side of investigation, criminal investigation. When we say chemical side, it includes the non-biological trace evidence found at crime scenes in order to identify unknown materials and match samples to known substances. Number two is it includes the analysis of any material, the quality of which may give rise to legal proceeding. So, like for example, drugs or controlled substances taken from scenes and people in order to identify and sometimes quantities these materials. Nga pwede siya magamit sa court. It is not limited to purely chemical questions involved in legal proceedings. So dili limitado ang pag sa mga chemical nga involved sa legal proceedings. It has invaded other branches of forensic sciences, notably legal medicine, ballistics, question documents, and dactyloscopy and photography. When we say ballistics, included diri ang mga bala, field of mechanics concerned with the launching, flight behavior, and impact effects of projectiles. Dactyloscopy includes the fingerprinting and photography. So, what is the role of the forensic chemist in criminal investigation? The forensic chemist plays an important role in the scientific criminal investigation and may be called upon to aid an investigation in number one, determining whether or not a location is a clandestine laboratory. When we say clandestine, muna siya ganang nakatago or nakasikreto lang siya ba? Tapos naka-indicate siya sa laboratory. Number two is examination of marked bills or suspects during entrapment or extortion case. When we say marked bills, included diri ang mga kwarta-kwarta, mga suspect, syempre mga perpetrator during entrapment. When we say entrapment, muna siyang operation nga i-induce sa isa ka government official ang suspect para mo commit og crime. This is probably due to coercion, kanang nagamit og force ba or namugos ang isa ka official na i-commit sa isa ka suspect ang crime. So kung walay coercion nga nahitabo, there will be no crime committed. Ana lang. So number 3 is taking paraffin test. When we say paraffin test, it is a forensic test to indicate whether a person has recently fired a gun, barrel, in which the person's hand is coated in hot paraffin wax, which cools and sets and is peeled off and tested for the presence of residue from the gun. Next is there are 4 stages of work of a forensic chemist. Number 1 is collection and reception of specimen for lab examination. There A, sufficiency of sample. When we say sufficiency, muna siya ang adequate ba nga na-meet sa isa ka forensic chemist ang gusto niya nga mahitabo. Letter B is standard for comparison. This is due to ang purpose ani is para ma-establish ang link between the crime scene evidence and the known individuals or mga butang nga involved, objects involved. Letter C is maintenance of individuality. So ang ginaano jud ang individuality, that every individual, natural or man-made, has a distinct quality or characteristic which is not duplicated in any other form. So letter D is labeling and scaling. So unsa may purpose aning pag-label ug scaling? So ang purpose jud ani mag-a-add ni siya og credibility and control to our ability to identifying the item. So pagbutangan nato na siya label, butangan nato na siya pangalan sa specific nga specific nga specimen, mas madali na to siya ma-identify nga kani mao dinhi siya. So mo to siya. So number 2 is the actual examination of specimen. Number 3, communication of the result of examine. 4 is court appearance. So ang kaning actual examination of specimen, syempre ang purpose sa forensic examination is to collect evidence that may help prove or disprove a link between individuals or between individuals and objects or places. So number 4 is court appearance. Mo ni siya ang moment na ang katong tao nga nakakommit of crime appears in the court. The last thing is, what are the primary reasons which may contribute to the destruction of physical evidence? Number 1 is improper packing of specimen. So improper packing of specimen kanang wala kay mga tarong nga gamit nga gibutangan sa imong mga physical evidence, which is na possibility nga makontaminate siya. So number 2, failure of identification of specimen. So bali wala nakabutang ang label, wala siya na labelan, wala mo gibutangan og specific nga kung unsa na siya nga butang, unsa na siya nga asa na siya dapit banda or asa na siya gikan o yan na. Number 3 is improper precaution used in transmitting the specimen. Bali pagbalhin tay gani wala ka nagamit og gloves, which is na possibility nga ma-damage nimo ang physical evidence sa isa ka butang. Pareha nang wala ka naggamit og gloves, nya gibutang nimo na siya sa isa ka garapon. So nadyo'y tendency nga sa imong kamot palang daan ang fingerprint or unsa ba printing sa imong kamot maoy mo sa isa ka object, maoy mo attach ba, which is maguba jud ang physical evidence. So that's all. Thank you, ma'am.
Hi ma'am, my name is King Roy G. Alesna from Group 1. My assigned topic is the role of forensic chemist in the scientific investigation. A forensic chemist is a man of science, perform laboratory examination of physical evidence submitted to the crime laboratory in order to expedite the investigation of a crime by investigating party. So, ang forensic chemist is a man of science. Nagtrabaho ni siya sa isa ka laboratory, gikuha sa gobyerno, kay mo ni sila ang nag-identify sa mga ebidensya bahin sa daghang proseso sa pagsulbad sa usa ka krimen. The responsibilities of the forensic chemist. Number 1. Conduct qualitative and quantitative determination of abused drug as well as volatile substances. So, mo yung ginagamit para may bala ng presensya sa usa ka tambal sa lawas. Number 2. Conduct chemical examination of explosive ingredients. So, nagakandak sila ani para may balaan nila o unsay chemical gikan sa lawas. Number 3. Conduct examination of paraffin cast and firearms to determine the presence of gunpowder nitrates. So, diri may balan ang usa ka tawo kung bag-o lang ra ba siya napabuto og baril. Number 4. Conduct gunpowder examination on clothing for possible gunshot range. Number 5. Conduct chemico-toxicological examination of human internal organs, gastric contents, blood, water, food sample, and other substances. So, mo ni ang pagsubay sa lawas sa usa ka tawo kung unsay hinungdan sa iyang kamatayon. Number 6. Conduct blood alcohol determination. So, ginagamit ni para may balaan kung unsa kadagan ang alcohol sa imong lawas. Number 7. Conduct examination of fake products in case of unfair trade competition. So, para may balaan kung peke ba o dili ang produkto. Number 8. Examination urine sample and other body fluids for the presence of abused drugs. So, ginakandak ni para makumpirma ang adunay daghang tambal sa sa sample sa usa ka tawo sama sa ihi, dugo, ug buhok. Number 9. Conduct research related to case being examined. Number 10. Testify and give expert opinions in court. Number 11. Give lectures on forensic chemistry and chemical toxicology to various school, university, police training center, and investigating unit. So, naghatag sila og mga panudlo bahin sa forensic chemistry o chemical toxicology sa lain-laing mga eskwelahan, universidad, ug sa mga pulis nga mag-imbestiga. Number 12. Respond to queries of all investigating units and render expert opinion on matters related to the application of chemical principle for the purpose of assisting investigator to develop investigative leads. So, nagkatubag sila sa mga pangutana sa tanan nga mga unit sa pag-imbestiga para matabangan ang mga investigador sa paghimo og mga investigative lead.
Good morning ma'am, good morning classmate. Mo din ni ako ang report nga gipasay sa kuha. Mo ni siya ordinary witness o kaduha expert witness. Dito na. Ordinary witness state facts and may not express his opinions or conclusion. He may testify to impressions such as the speed of vehicle, whether a voice was that of a man, woman, or child. Beyond this, he is closely limited. Umingon tag ordinary witness, kining mga ordinary ra gyud nga witness kung nay pagpatay nga mahitabo, isulti lang nimo nga mga nakita na dunggan nimo kanang normal lang nga murag chismosa ba. O kining expert witness, one who possesses a special skill, be it in art, trade, or science, or one who has special knowledge in water, not generally known to men or ordinary education and experiments, one who is skilled in some art and trade or science to the extent that he possesses information not within the common knowledge of man. Ang expert witness, mingon tag expert witness, mo gini pinakahay nga quality. Di basta-basta nga witnesses graduhan o gi-briefing na daan basta dako nang witness kay kung unsa ang iyang nakita iya kining padakoon hangtod sa makatuo ang mga tao sa korte. Guys, mao ra tong duha ka book nga witnesses nga gi-assign sa kuha. Ordinary witness o expert witness, that's all.
Good day, ma'am. I am Tessa Agong. In continuation of the report of Mr. Ambuat, what is the difference between an ordinary witness with an expert witness? So, an ordinary witness can only state what his senses has perceived, while an expert witness may state what he has perceived and also give his opinions, deductions, or conclusion to his perception. An ordinary witness may not be skilled on the line he is testifying, while an expert witness be skilled in the art, science, or trade he is testifying. An ordinary witness cannot testify on things or facts he has not perceived except those provided for any law, while an expert witness must testify on things which he has seen, giving his opinions, deductions, or conclusion on the statement or facts. In addition, when we say an ordinary witness, it is someone who personally saw or heard something about the crime, while an expert witness is someone who has special expertise about an element of the crime. Like for example, an expert witness can be a doctor, psychologist, accountant, etc. So what are the qualifications of an ordinary witness? First, he must have the organ and powder to perceive. Second, the perception gathered by his organ or sense can be imparted to others. The third, he does not fall in any of the exception provided for Section 26, Rule 123, Rules of the Court. So, there is no mandatory requirement that the witness have to testify. His good standing in the community, reputation for trustworthiness and reliableness, honesty and uprightness, in that order, this testimony may be believed and acceptable by the trial court. So take note, in the collection of evidence, partial person to collect evidence are those who are capable of applying knowledge or theory to practice. They may be referred to as person by practice. The ideal person to collect evidence is the forensic chemist. Take note then, standard specimen are known specimens to compare with the questioned needed to aid in establishing a suspect's relationship to the crime under investigation. So that would be all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I'm Garcel Alisoso, and I will be reporting to you about the golden rule in the practice of forensic chemistry. So here are some of the golden rule in the practice of forensic chemistry, such as the go slowly. This means that good work cannot be hurried. So therefore, need gina siya og time and effort, even though it is urgently needed. So next is be thorough. So it means that you have to be careful with your examinations. And next is they consult others. So it means na in forensic chemistry, it is very important to consult, lalo na sa mga mas eksperto pa. So next is use imagination. So in writing the report, the imagination must be well in hand. And next is avoid complicated theories. So this means that it is because the simplest explanation is most likely the right one. So aside sa akong mga na-mention ganiha, so there are also failure to consider the golden rules will contribute to destruction of evidence or specimen. So these are the other reasons of forensic disaster, which is the improper packing of specimen, failure of identification of specimen, improper precaution used in transmitting the specimen, and last one is the lack of precautions to prevent tampering of the specimen. And the last one that I will be discussing about is the equipment used in the forensic examinations. And the following are some of the most common laboratory equipment used in forensic examinations. So number 1, the HPLC, meaning high power liquid chromatography. Ang use aning high power liquid chromatography is to separate mixture of compounds in analytical chemistry and biochemistry. So second is the ultraviolet spectrophotometer, which means used in analytical chemistry for the quantitative determination of different analyses. So next is the EMIT or EMIT, enzyme multiple immunoassay technique. This is This means also that in laboratory, this also use in laboratory to detect and quantify specific molecules. And the last one is the last one is number 4 is the SEM, scanning electron microscope. And panglima is FTIR, Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy. So this means this is also means this is the use of this is to obtain infrared spectrum of absorption, emission, and photoconductivity of solid, liquid, and gas. And that's the end of my report.